Hello, good evening. Welcome to today's video. This is Ndubisi, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to run a successful Facebook ad campaign from scratch. We'll also be looking at A/B testing, and there'll be some questions at the end of the video. First of all, I would like to welcome those of you who just joined the group newly. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from today's video and subsequent videos that are going to be released. Okay, so let's get right into it. From the last video we looked at why Facebook ads, why you should be running Facebook ads. We also discussed a little about elements of a successful Facebook ad campaign, and then I touched a bit on the other topics here, like setting up a Facebook page, creating your first campaign, creating your ad set, your ad, and a little about A/B testing. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to start basically with the elements of a successful Facebook ad. And I have a little picture here that I'm going to show you. This is from the Digiterati. This is a picture that shows you the Facebook ad campaign elements. All right, so I think I'll send this picture over to the group, okay, so you can have a look at it and understand it better. Now, like I was explaining in the first video, for every Facebook ad campaign, all right, there are three key elements. We have the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. And like I said before, the campaign is like the overall element in your Facebook ad. If you get the campaign wrong, your Facebook ad will start failing from the onset. All right, so under the campaign you have different objectives. You have clicks to websites, website conversions, page post engagement, and as you can see, there are quite a few of them. Page likes, app engagement, app installs, local awareness, lead generation. All right, so these are all for different objectives. So one thing you need to know when you're starting out is that the campaign you create goes a very long way in determining the success of your ad, of your Facebook ad campaign, of your Facebook ad. All right, so if you choose a wrong campaign, you are going to not get the results you hoped for. The second thing here is the ad set. The ad set too has some objectives under it. There are 11 possible objectives under your ad set. You can choose your targeting. You see, you can target by location, age, gender, languages. Then there's detailed targeting, and there's connections too. What connections basically means is you can choose two different targets. Like you can say, for example, if you are targeting people in the fishing niche, you can say, I want to target people that like fishing magazines, and also people that follow maybe a successful fish blogger or something like that. So you can connect two targets. It's called intersecting of targets, I think. So you can intersect targeting, you understand, to get a more targeted audience. Then under your ad set, that's where you also get to choose your schedule. You also get to set your budgets, bidding, and placement. Like I said before, there are 5 types of Facebook ads, which you can see here under placement. There's mobile newsfeed, desktop newsfeed, right column, Instagram, and audience network. Alright, and then under the last element is your ad or ad creative, and this is where you set the text, your image or video, your headline, description, your caption, and your CTA. That's your call to action. Alright, so now that we've gotten the successful Facebook ad campaign elements out of the way, I guess the next thing will be to show you how to set up a Facebook page. Like I said in the former video, maybe I need to say this now, if you haven't watched the former video, I think you should go and watch it, so you'll be able to understand most of the things I'll be saying in this video, because I don't think I'll be going back as much as I'm doing now. So it will be very helpful for you if you can go and watch the previous video, so you'd understand most of what I'm saying. I can see, okay, a few people are trying to gain access into the group. Okay, I'll take care of that in a minute. Okay, so we're going to jump into Facebook right now and set up a Facebook page. I actually have a couple of Facebook pages, but we're going to start from scratch. Okay, so here is your desktop. This is your feed, your news feed, and I'm sure everybody who uses Facebook is familiar with this. All right, so to create your Facebook page, which is needed to run your ads, there you go to this arrow over here by the question mark, by the quick help button up here in Facebook's tax bar per se. Okay, so you click on this arrow and then you get a drop down menu where you can see the list of your pages. You see your business manager, create page, manage pages, create group, new groups, create ads, manage ads. Okay, so what you want to select is create a page. All right, okay, now when you click on create a page, Facebook shows you different options you can choose when you want to create your page. Now I don't want you guys to get bogged down in the details and not get started. I want you to get started as quickly as possible. So a basic metric you can use to judge whatever you want to choose as your Facebook page is just, are you providing a service or are you selling goods? All right, so if it's just goods you're selling, you can actually go with brand or product, or you can choose local business or place. I don't think you should go with this. Okay, let's stick with brand or product because that's the one I understand. Okay, so brand or product, you get to choose your category. Let's say for example we want to create I don't know what I should go with. This is just sample. I will still delete this page. Okay, so let's just go with building materials. All right, so building materials, and then you click brand or product name, then you type in the name of the brand or product that you want to create a page for. Okay, so I'll go with okay, Aluko Bond. Okay, I have a better idea. Alright, so I'm going to use this video for a live practice. There's some goods I got, so I'll try and use this video to sell them. Okay, so phone and tablet. Let's go with phone and tablet. Then I have a product, sample product I would like to create a page for. It's smart magnetic charger, right? Okay, so then you click get started to get started creating the Facebook page. Okay, so Facebook is loading up. Wow. Okay, now you see we're in our new page already. Like I said, guys, Facebook is always updating new things. A few weeks ago, if you try to create a page, after you click get started, you have to go through some other options or settings, but I think okay, Facebook has integrated them now into the page creation itself. So after you create a page, that's when you get to set all this. You understand? One thing you have to understand is that Facebook changes. All right, so if you're not in the game, or if you go out of the game for even, let's say, a month is even too long. Updates happen on a weekly basis. All right, so you have to keep on being up to date with the platform, because if you are off the platform for even up to a month, many things can change by the time you come back, and you won't know where to get started, except you know what you are doing and you are very quick in learning. All right, so we've created a page. Now we're going to add a picture, a profile picture. So to add a profile picture, just come here and click on add a picture. Facebook will ask you if you want to take a photo or upload a photo. I don't have a photo for this now on my system. Okay, I think I do. So I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to upload an image for this product. I think I have an image that will fit perfectly. Okay, So okay, so here we have an image of the smart charger, and I'm going to upload that immediately. Okay, so Facebook asks you to drag and reposition and choose. Okay, so I think this is enough for me, and then I click save. You can actually edit this to work on the picture. You can add the description for the profile picture. You can adjust the size of the picture you want to show up there in the thumbnail, and then you click on save. Alright, it's nothing too complex. You can play around with the settings, but there's nothing to play around here actually. So we're saving our profile picture. Our profile picture was successfully saved. Alright, that's great. Okay, so now to add a cover image. Again guys, you need a profile picture and a cover to make your page look at least a bit lively before you begin anything. Facebook even shows you what you're supposed to do. These are some little tips. Add a cover photo, add a short description. Okay, so there's basically 3 things I want you to do once you create your page. Alright, and I'm going to list them down here. Things to do once you create your page. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is set up your profile picture. After that, you set up your cover image or photo, and then this is optional, but set up your page description. Your page description is what tells people what your page is about. So you want to write like 4 or 5 sentences explaining what your page is about, and then set up a CTA, that's call to action. Okay, so this is where you set up your profile picture, this is where you add your cover image, this is where you set your description, so add a short description about your page, and then add a button. This is where you set your call to action. So these are the 3 things you want to do once you create a page. There are some other options that you need to tinker with when you create a page, like maybe add a website, and okay, that's basically it for now. So once you do these 3, add a cover image, add a profile picture, and add a button, add your description, your page is live and ready for people to start adding you on. Alright, so let's get into the main business for today, which is creating your first campaign. Okay, so to create your first campaign, you go to the drop down menu here, click on that arrow, and then go to, if you're just starting out and your account is still fresh, you'd click on create ads. Actually, I can't actually have access to this option right now because Facebook has flagged my account, the first account I set up, which is how I created a business account. But this is where you guys will want to go once you are starting out. There are 2 editors for Facebook ads. There is the ads manager, which is the basic one that you want to start with now, and then there is the power editor, right? So you can see your ad account has been flagged for policy violations, blah blah blah. Man. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to my business account and I'll basically start you guys up from the scratch so you understand what you need to do. Okay. Business manager. Okay, so this is what you're going to get if you are creating your campaign from the beginning. Alright, now let me go back to that picture. As you can see, we're at the campaign level. Alright, so this is where we get to choose our objectives. We have clicks to websites, website conversions, and the rest. So you can see all of them here, but they are not bearing the same names. The reason is that, like I said, Facebook changes. So there was a time when these actual words that are here was what was used in the campaign, but now they are just shown like this. So Facebook has grouped them into 3 categories. So there's awareness, consideration, and conversion, and they all have their different purposes. Like, say for example, you are selling products in an online store. You would want to use some of the options in conversions, under conversions tab, like conversions, products, catalog sales, and store visits. Alright, but as we're beginners and we're still starting out, we want to focus more on consideration, and not just on consideration but on traffic. Traffic is basically getting people to visit your site. You can see it here. So there's a little info button that you can hover over at this side of your campaign objectives. Check a brief summary of what the campaign's objectives are about. So as you can see, for traffic, send more people to a destination on or off Facebook. For engagement, you have get more post engagement, page likes, event responses, or offer claims. So now, some of the most powerful objectives in Facebook ads campaign are under the considerations tab. Alright, so these are very, very powerful objectives: traffic, engagement, video views, and lead generation. They are very, very powerful. These are powerful for online sales people, and these are powerful for brands that have big money and want to create awareness and that kind of stuff, like MTN and Coca-Cola and stuff like that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to set up your campaign name. Your campaign name, you'll see it in your reporting, insights, tips, and notifications. So I'm going to set up a basic campaign now for the smart magnetic charger page that I created. So I'll just say smart magnetic charger 1. Okay, so you can choose any name for your campaign name, but it's good to differentiate according to different campaigns so you don't mistake them, because you're going to need them when it comes to reporting. And as you can see, I'm using the ads manager because this is the basic place where you can create ads. I don't actually use the ads manager on a daily basis. I prefer to use the Power Editor because I understand it better, and it helps me manage plenty campaigns. The ads manager is for more advanced users, so as you get advanced, you'd let's say upgrade to the Power Editor. Okay, so you're going to click on traffic. Click on traffic, and then you scroll down and you see where they wrote traffic. Alright, now you see down here where they wrote campaign spend limits. You don't want to touch this. Alright, you don't want to touch this campaign spend limits. You want to leave it how it is right now. We can always set that inside the ads, so we'll get to that. Traffic, send more people to a destination on or off Facebook. Create split test. Use this ad campaign to test ad set strategies. This is a new option. I haven't seen this before, so you want to leave this. You want to leave this for now. I'll show you how to create split tests inside the campaign. Okay, as you can see, once we clicked the next button, we switched from the campaign here where we choose the objectives into the ad set. Alright, so now we're under ad set, and you see under ad set, under ad set you can choose traffic, offer, audience, placements, budget, and schedule. Alright, so that's where we are now. Under the ad set name, Facebook has default created an ad set name for you, but it's going to change as you choose options inside your ad set. All right, so under traffic, I think we've made this clear already. Choose where you want to send traffic. Just leave it in website or manager. Okay, offer. Okay, I've used this once. This offer is basically if you want to create an offer that people can save and get reminders about. A good example of this would be, for example, if you are running a campaign for a restaurant and you want to give out coupons, all right, to get maybe 20% discount if they come in on Sundays or if they come in on Saturdays, you can use this option to set up an offer so that people can, maybe when you walk in, if you come to the offer and you choose the offer, people can walk into your restaurant, they will show the coupon or the offer on their phone, and then you offer them the discount. It's a very good way to drive traffic. You can actually offer this service alone to restaurants in your area. I'm telling you, just this service alone, you can actually go out there, offer to help restaurants to get more people coming in through their door, and they'll pay you just to create offers for them. If you know how to do it, you are going to be making big bucks on the side, I tell you. But we're going to leave that for now and go straight up into the audience. Now under audience, you have the option to create custom audiences or lookalike audiences, and then choose a location. All right, under custom audience, we're going to leave this now. The reason why I'm going to leave this now is because we have not yet installed a pixel for this Facebook ad account. Allow me to digress a little and talk about the pixel now. Okay, so the pixel is basically a string of code that Facebook provides for you to install on your website that will help them to track conversions, to be able to retarget people that come to your website, and to also optimize your campaigns. Let me just give an example of what the pixel does. Like, say for example, you install a pixel on your website, okay, and you send traffic to your website. You finish setting up this campaign and you send out traffic to your website. It's not everybody that visits that website that is going to do whatever you want them to do. Maybe you want them to opt in into an email, or you want them to maybe buy something or consider your offer. Okay, many people will click on the link and visit the website, but not many people will convert. So what the Facebook pixel helps you to do is to target those people that have dropped off. All right, the reason why this is very, very effective is because those people have already heard about you, so they'll be more likely to interact with your brand. They'll be more likely to buy from you another time if you give them an offer that will entice them. All right, so it can help you save ad costs tremendously. It can help you cut down your ad spend very, very effectively, and it also helps you to monitor your conversions. So if you set up the pixel, you can actually know how much exactly you are spending to get a new client and stuff like that. So it's very, very helpful to get the pixel installed. And you can also create custom audiences once your pixel is installed, and then lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences is basically Facebook will take the data that you have already given them, and then they will go around the net and look for audiences or people that are very, very closely related to those custom audiences, that's people that have visited your website already. So you can get very, very detailed with this, and it can be very, very profitable, believe me. Okay, so let's look at the locations now. For this campaign, I'm going to be targeting everyone in this location. There are a couple of options here. It's everyone in this location, people who live in this location, recently in this location, people traveling to this location. I found out that everyone in this location actually works better most of the time, because it's not only going to look at people in those locations, but people who have been traveling there. Like, say for example, you are targeting Nigeria. It's not only going to show just people in Nigeria now, but maybe people who have traveled to Nigeria in the past couple of months, and some other people that are in places that are related to Nigeria. So your ad is going to go quite far. But I want to niche down a bit so I won't be targeting the whole of Nigeria for this particular advert. Okay, so on the right hand side here we have what is called your audience definition. Now this is going to help you very well when you're setting up your audience, because you'll be able to see the options that you have chosen under your audience, like your location, your age, placements, as well your ads is showing, and then the potential reach. That's how many people are going to see this advert potentially. So you see, when Nigeria is set, you can see 18 million people, alright, but we're not going to go that far, because an optimal target you want to achieve when creating your ad, you want to make sure that your potential reach is within the range of 10,000 people and above. Alright, so below 10,000 is too small, above 10,000 is okay, but getting to maybe 500,000, 600,000, 1 million, you don't want to start off like that, alright, because your ads won't be targeted enough. If you ever look at the potential reach section over here and it shows maybe 1 million or 500,000, just know that your advert is not targeted enough. Alright, you're just going to be blowing money and hoping that it works. We don't want to do that. So we're actually setting up a profitable Facebook ad campaign. So I'm going to remove Nigeria here, and then I'm going to add Lagos. Okay, so you just type Lagos, and then you see there's Lagos State, Nigeria city, and Lagos State, Nigeria state. They're all the same. I'll just go with states. Okay, so you can see the map has zoomed into Lagos State, now showing you that this is the area where you're going to be targeting. As you can see, the number has dropped down a bit to 15 million people, which is not targeted enough. Alright, and now we're going to go over to the age section, because all we're doing now is to bring down this potential reach tab. And before I go further, there's something called Audience Insights. It's located under the Ads Manager. It's Audience Insights. Audience Insights, what basically the Audience Insights help you do is to learn more about your target audience. Alright, so there are some experts that advise you use Audience Insights. There are some people that do it primarily from their head, like they just say, okay, what do people like? They just assume. Alright, so I don't like to assume things. I like to test out everything that I do to make sure I'm getting out the most results. Most of you are busy, so you won't have time to go through the Audience Insights. For every ad campaign I run, I basically go to the Audience Insights and I spend like up to 2 hours or so, like peeling down my audience until I get to the exact people that I need for my audience. You understand? So I'm just doing this now because this is a basic ad campaign that we're creating. But if you want to get more advanced, you need to use the Audience Insights. I'm not going to go into that in this video for sake of time. Alright, so under age, you would want to select, I find 27 is a sweet spot for me. The reason why I don't target 18-year-olds and below is because most of them don't have money to spend. Alright, they don't have money to spend on Facebook for whatever you're going to buy. So you don't want to target 18-year-olds. You can start from maybe 25 up to 27, and then 65 plus is still too old, so I'd go to 55 or 50 as the case may be. Alright, so as you can see now, the potential reach has dropped down to 7 million. Now under languages, you want to leave this because it choose the default language, which is English, so you want to leave the languages. Under gender, for example, if you're marketing a male-based product, you just pick men only, so men can see your advert. And if it's a woman-based product, you want to select women. What you're trying to do in the ad set basically is optimizing your adverts for two things basically: making sure that the adverts reach the people that is intended for, and then trying to manage your money. Like I said, any money that you put into Facebook, even no matter the amount you put, if you put $10,000 into Facebook adverts, if you put $1,000, Facebook will always find a way to spend it for you, alright? So if you don't give them the options to follow, they will just go out and spend whatever money you put in for them. So they don't want to know whether you are making sales or not. They will spend the money you give to them. So detailed targeting, this is where it gets a bit tricky, guys. Okay, so you want to put people that match your descriptions for your target audience here. You have the options to insert demographics, interests, and behaviors, and some other categories. Now, most Facebook experts advise that you target interest only. Some others advise that you target only pages when you're targeting your audiences. But I like to do a mix of the two, alright? I like to target both interest and pages and other demographics. The reason why most people say that they don't like targeting demographics is because they believe that demographics doesn't really work for Nigerian audience, because Nigerian audience don't really buy online like that compared to our US counterparts and people in other Western countries. So they can actually get more tacky with the whole demographic stuff and choose different options that will pertain to their audience. But here we just decided to stick to interest when creating our ads. Alright, so let's say for this interest now, I'm targeting, let's see if there's anything like okay, there's nothing like magnetic chargers. Alright, so basically, since I'm selling a magnetic charger, what kind of people do I think would buy chargers? Again, I'm just going on pure instinct here, but if you want to really get profitable results out of this, you need to sit down and write down a list of at least up to 10 or 20 people that you think you can research and find out more why they would want your product. So basically, I'm just going to go with mobile phones for now, because I think everybody that has a phone, a smartphone, will want a charger, right? And it's a USB charger. So I'll be looking at people that have USB phones and buy chargers. So I'll just go with Samsung. People that like Samsung page, I have interest in Samsung. See, there's 270 million people. Okay, now the audience insights, the audience definition has gone down to 650,000 people. I'm going to add a few more options here. Okay, and once you put one interest, Facebook just gives you suggestions that are related to what you've put in already. So I have some different options here. I can just start picking them, like there's smartphones. I'm not going to touch iPhone for now. Android. Okay, online shopping, and okay, X7 Edge, smartphone owners. No. Okay, so to narrow your audience, there's exclude people from seeing. You can exclude people you don't want to target. You can also narrow your audience. Now you can see here they wrote include people who match at least one of the following, and then you can also and must also match at least one of the following. So this is what it's called intersecting of targets. Alright, see there's a little graphic here that explains it. So there's basically like a current audience and your new criteria, and then your target audience is in between. Your target audience is in between. So when you intersect targets like this, you get a more targeted audience that will be more responsive to your adverts. Now we want to get people that are interested in, let me just put Techno Mobile Nigeria. Okay, as you can see, we have a problem here because our potential reach is now fewer than 1,000 people, so this doesn't really work. Let's add a few like Infinix Mobile. Alright, and Gioni. Okay, we've put smartphones already. Okay, Jumia. I'm just going on pure instinct here. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, so our potential reach is 220,000 people. Again, this audience is not targeted enough. As you can see, your audience selection is fairly broad. It's still broad as it is at 220,000 people. Our ads are not going to reach the exact people that we want. So basically, you can play with the targeting here and remove a few options just to get that target audience down a bit. All right, so I'm going to take out Samsung. I'm gonna take out let's look for the biggest one here, Gioni. Let's take out Gioni. Let's take out Infinix. Alright, so our potential reach now is 12,000 people. This is a very, very good spot if you're starting out. If you are 12,000 people, this is very, very nice. Very nice. So your estimated daily reach for Facebook is 3,000 to 7,500 people. And on Instagram, if you're running Instagram ads, that will be 370 to 970 people. So here, this is where a little bit of mathematics comes in. So if your estimated daily reach is 3,000 to 7,500 people, you are very sure that if you set up an advert at this rate, that's 3,000 to 7,500 people, you can burn through this audience in 4 days. All right, because 3,000 times 4 is 12,000 people. All right, so if you run an ad that's going to reach 3,000 people to 7,500 people and your reach is 12,000 people, you are very sure that your audience will see this ad at least once, and then you can go through the whole audience under 4 days. So connection type, now we're not going to mess with connections now because we haven't built our page up to a certain level. Then you have the option to save this audience, so you can actually use it in another campaign. So if you save the audience, it's going to be stored under your saved audiences. All right, it will be stored under saved audiences. So any other time you want to run a campaign, you can easily come here and pick that option, so it will run the campaign from there for you. Okay, moving on, let's move over to placements. Now under placements, you want to choose edit placements. You never want to go with automatic placements. Like I said, Facebook is always looking for ways to blow through your money. If you go with automatic placements, they will just show your adverts everywhere, even where you don't want it to be, or where you can't control anything that happens, and you're going to be wasting money, basically. So you click on edit placements. Now we're going to take out Instagram, audience network, and okay, so come to this arrow. Okay, we've taken out Instagram. Facebook, you want to remove instant articles and your right column. We don't need all this now. We just need only our feeds. So that's the mobile news feed and the desktop news feed. There's a reason why we're not going with right column ads right now, because research has shown that right column ads aren't that effective for beginners per se. So if you're just starting out, right column ads are not they won't be that effective for you until you've mastered or gotten up to a certain level where your brand is a bit noticeable, right? So you can then use right column ads. You don't want to be spammy and stuff and start using right column ads to do unnecessary stuff. So we're just going to focus on what can make this campaign as profitable as possible. So I want to go with feeds. Now the reason why I removed Instagram, it's because Instagram right now, Instagram doesn't have a place for you to put links per se. So you can actually just type the link in your Instagram description, but then people won't be able to click on it. And one thing with adverts that you are trying as much as possible to remove all the loop heads in your advert to make it easy for people. Alright, so some people won't even go through that stress of copying your link and pasting into the address bar just to go to your website. The only place right now on Instagram where you can insert your links is in your bio, and you have only space for one link. Understand? So I don't really want to go into Instagram marketing for now because it's not something that you just understand in a day. And there's also another option for you to visit pages, but now it's open to only influencers. I think it's only open to influencers, and that's on Instagram stories. So as an ordinary person now, you don't have access to that except you're a big brand, you're a big influencer on Instagram. That's when you have access to that. So you don't want to touch that for now. And there's advanced options here. You can select specific mobile devices. You can exclude. Okay, no. Okay, no, this is not available to us because of the options we choose. Like we removed instant articles and audience network, so this is not available for us, and this is not available for us. So you can choose specific devices you want your ad to be shown on. Now we're moving over to budget and schedule. All right, so under budget and schedule, you have some options here. You have daily budget and lifetime budget. Now you want to go with daily budget because your lifetime budget, I'm not sure most of you guys will want to get stuck up in those details now as you're starting out. So just go with daily budget for now, because lifetime budget is like you're setting up the whole money that you want to use for that advert. This becomes useful when you're running, say, an awareness campaign or stuff like that, where you can just put money and then over time you just be monitoring it. But if you want to test out, and if you have a very small budget, you have to start with a daily budget instead of a lifetime budget. And I also find out that $5 is a sweet spot to start with. All right, actually you can choose $1 and Facebook won't do you anything, but $1 is not enough for you to get data that you need to run your advert. So we're going to stick with $5. And then the schedule, you want to leave it as run your ad set continuously starting today. Alright, that's the option I use. Most people advise that you choose set a start and end date. For if you plan to leave your campaign and go, maybe you won't have access to monitor it in a while, you can actually go with that option and pick some dates in the calendar where your campaign will run from and end from. But I'm always checking my campaign, so I cannot just set a campaign and then leave it. I'm always monitoring it. That's why I go with to run my ad set continuously. Alright, so you can see here you spend no more than $35 per week. This $35 is not actually exact. Let me explain. The $5 that you stated here means that on the average, this is what Facebook will spend per day. So they may go a little above $5, they may spend a little below $5. Understand? So, but anything you spend in a day is going to be within this range, or within the range of $5. All right. So at the end of the week, you may end up seeing maybe $36 or $37. It's not a mistake. It's Facebook that is doing its work. It's optimizing your advert. Now, optimization for ad delivery. You want to stick to link clicks. There are a few options you can go with here. Never go for impressions when starting out, because that's one of the easy way to blow money. Daily unique reach, you don't want to touch that. You want to go with link clicks only. All right, so one thing is I will be able to check and monitor. So link clicks is what you should go with. Now your bid amount, there's been many schools of thought on bid amount. Some people think you should leave it at automatic and let Facebook set your bid, and some others think you should go with the manual. All right, for me, I don't have any particular favorites on this. Some of my campaigns are on automatic, some are on manual, but for this one I'll go with manual. Now, as you can see here, our suggested bid for this advert is $0.09 US. That's between 0.06 to 0.14. What you want to do, you want to go with something that is not at the lowest end of the suggested bid, but is not also as high as this, as the highest suggested bid here. So what I'll go with for this will be 0.12. I think 0.12. Okay, so that's how much I'm willing to pay for this link click I'll be getting here. When you get charged link click, okay, that's cost per click. There's some other options here, you don't want to touch that. Ad scheduling, run ads all the time. Okay, you can choose to run your ads all the time or run on a schedule, but schedule only works with lifetime budget. So your ad scheduling, it's for the ads to run all the time. All right, and then your delivery type is standard. So show your ads through your selected schedule. There are some other options here. Show your ads as quickly as possible. No, this is where you hand over the mic to Facebook to work its magic. Okay, so in the next video I'll be uploading, I'll be talking about the ad and ad creative, how to set up the format for your ads and your page link. All right, and then in that next video I'll also be talking about the A/B testing. I'll tell you how to go about the A/B testing, how to get the most effective results from your A/B testing. Also, guys, be sure to leave any question. If you have any questions about this video, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I'll be uploading this video right now, so be sure to leave any questions you have and I'll get back to them as quickly as possible. If there's anything you didn't understand, just let me know. And okay, so that'll be it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.